What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 22, and today it is of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that you're thinking of probably not needing a rebuild. I know Brady is, a big name for them, obviously, one of the biggest in the sport, maybe even the biggest. But as far as a talent grade, the jokes are always, oh, my Uncle Jim could have thrown for 4 touchdowns last week on that roster. It's like, well, yeah, probably, but it's still in Madden terms. No, but yeah, obviously the recent news of Tom Brady retiring is not a super surprising one, a little surprising, but like not crazy surprising because he is on the older side. There was some talks about it, and yeah, obviously they lost in a semi-disappointing way, kind of injuries. The only weird thing is that the team really does feel like it's still there, and there might be some, contract issues. A lot of teams in the NFC have those issues, but they can easily work through them. I think they can retain a lot of the good players that they have needed over the past several years and still have room to maybe even add talent. And, of course, you always have the draft. But when this team is healthy, with Brady at least, it's probably the best team in the league. But, of course, they did battle through those injuries. Of course, Godwin is one of them. You don't see him here. One of the names we're speaking of that needs a contract. The tight end room here is going to be completely different, especially without Brady. I just don't think Gronk stays without Brady. O.J. Howard, they never utilize. I can't see them re-signing him now and all of a sudden using him because Gronk's potentially gone. Maybe that happens. It kind of depends on how much they offer him and how much he, wants to bet on himself, because did he really get the chance? I didn't watch a whole lot of Buccaneers games. I didn't, get to see if O.J. Howard just wasn't on the field because he wasn't performing well or if because they just didn't use him. I kind of feel like it's a little bit of both. But at the end of the day, if you're a really solid player like he was touted to be, I feel like you get your name out there, right? You end up starting, you end up playing a lot of snaps, you end up getting, having a, decent bit of success regardless of who the true number one is. Mike Evans, I don't even know if I even see Mike Evans as the number one on this team, honestly. Like, when Godwin's healthy, he looks really good, so I want to keep him if I can. I believe with the Brady retirement, if I'm not mistaken, the best they can do is automatically cost themselves $24 million against the cap next year. So I'm going to count that towards right now, but I'm not going to actually give myself the penalty. So whatever money we have, we're going to have to make sure that we have $24 million left over, because we're going to count that as money that we can't touch until the following season. But I'm pretty sure that's in 2023, but I imagine that affects now. I'm not sure 100% how it works, to be honest, but I'm just going to say $24 million we can't touch. But yeah, there's some big names. You got to resign all 3 corners, I believe. You have to resign Levante David. You have to resign Devin White. Once again, Godwin. I'm not sure who we can keep, but realistically, what do you do at linebacker? Because Devin White really looked iffy a lot of the times this year. Levante David, of course, he's aging. Do you want to keep a technically 33-year-old linebacker or 32, 33-year-old linebacker? I don't know. You have to make money for Vita Vea in the near future, I believe. Am I right? Do they? I can't remember if they do. I think they have to pay him soon, right? Which he's played the best nose tackle in football. What is the... No, they paid... Did they pay him? No, they didn't. Oh, they did it a couple of weeks ago, actually. Oh, that's kind of cool. A 4-year deal worth $73 million? Yeah, that seems about right. He single-handedly can stop a run game, it seems. So, absolutely worth it. But, okay, fair enough. Yeah, let's get the process going. Let's also see who EA thinks is going to win the Super Bowl between the Bengals and the Rams. Let's get their Pro Bowl. Who's actually in the Pro Bowl for the Buccaneers? Anyone? Of course, Rodgers isn't going to play in the Pro Bowl. I don't know who's actually physically playing, but it's kind of funny how people look at the Pro Bowl like, oh, well, he got a Pro Bowl nomination. It's like, yeah, did they even get first team Pro Bowl, first choice Pro Bowl where, they're actually chosen rather than, super alternates, 7 guys decide not to play and then all of a sudden they're in. It's does that really count? No. Come on, dude. But let's go on, see who wins the Super Bowl, get to our contracts. and hopefully not have a huge L on our hands. 71 mil, apparently. I don't know how true that is, but we're going to try to change things. 35-28, Bengals over the Rams. I don't know if I see it. I know the Bengals have kind of worked through some offensive line issues for the majority of the year. You know, that Jamar Chase and then Penei Sewell pretty much graphic, which isn't wrong technically, but I think it worked out for the Bengals as well, even though the rest of their draft class was kind of bad, right? Like, it was the kicker and Chase, and that was kind of it. The rest of the class was really bad. Imagine if they would have hit on, like, one or two more players. I mean, not saying that those guys can't be good in the future, but, you know, they definitely didn't get anything out of them, really, you know, at all, really. Imagine they would have. You know, who knows? But, of course, that's not the point of this. The Bengals win the Super Bowl, and, yeah, the NFC is still pretty open. You got to think, you know, Rodgers could potentially be gone, especially in real life. Russell Wilson could definitely be gone, maybe not in-game, but definitely in real life. In general, you know, some contract issues, some salary cap issues with the Saints, and, you know, this team is, of course, one of them. But, yeah, I mean, it's a team that has potential still. The question is, who do you pay? I think, as far as the corners, which, once again, I believe there's 1 billion of them here we have to re-sign. No, I thought it was 3 corners. I thought you had to re-sign all 3. Maybe you have to re-sign the other guys next season. Carlton Davis has consistently, it seems, played like the best of the bunch. So if you're going to pay any of them, it would be him. And of course, he tests free agency, which puts him at a 22 mil tag. That is pain. Godwin, I think, you could see what happened to that offense when he was gone. I think 20 mil per is probably fair for him, especially in the new market. Glad we got the offer. So we overpaid him for Madden terms, but real life terms, absolutely worth it. I don't think you want to lose Jensen, but if you were going to lose a lineman, a center is probably somewhat a better position to lose. Ronald Jones, I don't think you can keep both running backs. I think Leonard Fournette is a guy that this team would like to keep. You know, I think he's really come on strong, and he left. He left in free agency. We are getting, wow, the Tom Brady effect is really in full force here. We are absolutely losing here. Kappa, if we can pay him a 1 year, like 5.5, I'd pay it, even though it's just a little bit more than 1.5. I'm just starting to get like flashbacks from all the other contracts that nobody is signing. Tight end, quarterback guy. I think they'd probably like to keep Blaine Gabbert, but it's Madden. He's such a bad player. Like, at what point does a realism go out the window when they're just so trash in game? You know, unless it's a really big name real life, but they're trash in game. You know, well, I guess I can't say Robert Quinn, but in Robert Quinn Madden terms, I suppose. You know, really solid season real life, but in Madden for a while. I know now he's like an 84 overall. You know, he was pretty bad in the game, so I can kind of see that. But, you know, like this case, it's not the biggest name in the world. Could see him, you know, go anyways. Whitehead, not bad. Price isn't terrible. I can't believe we have to tag those two, though. We said we wanted to keep 24 mil. So this would actually kind of put us in a spot to barely be able to sign. Really? Oh, we'll tag him. Okay, we're tagging a center. All right, don't have to tag Godwin, who would have made like 20 mil on the tag, but let's be honest, like, he'd have every right to hold out. Not that he wouldn't have in the first place, but Carlton Davis, 25. Yeah, I mean, I think he'd probably go for Carlton Davis and Leonard, which we might just be able to afford. Once again, Gronk, I think in real life, he's probably done, right? No Brady. The fun probably goes away in general, and I wouldn't say it's a rebuild, but depending on who your quarterback is, it very well could be. And technically, like I said, it's more of a reload, which, speaking of reloads, maybe we can reload up the like and subscribe button. Yeah, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays, and then twitch.tv/JeromePKR. I'm recording this like a day and a half early, so I'm not actually sure if I streamed on Wednesday night. I know I sold on Tuesday, but if not, 100% stream tonight. And if I did already, 100% stream on Friday night. So, you know, there's... Community tab is where you want to be, right? Well, and the video tab, you know. But let's take a look at who's in there. Devontae Adams, who's getting the... Yeah. Okay, I kind of want to, like... I can't deal with this. Like, I just have to let him go to Houston, which is just very unlikely to happen unless the Deshaun Watson comes clear and free out the gate. The freaking Texans are like, welcome back, Deshaun. we believed in you the whole time, and, everyone's all happy and all that. I don't see that happening, though. So, realistically, I think he's done there. I don't think Devontae goes there when he could get money and play for a good team without any troubles. Dante Jackson, I know the Buccaneers love their speed. I really think that the Buccaneers got to keep Carlton Davis. The problem is the game kind of cucked us. A 4-year 40 for Carlton, who's been a little up and down. I know most of the corners in Tampa have been, but I feel like that's a super fair deal, and I feel like we're kind of getting screwed here. But if we can keep him for that, I'd still take it. He's still probably the best here, besides maybe Gilmore, but I don't think the Buccaneers can afford to go for that big of a free agent name. They're kind of, their own names are really the names. I thought Levante David was one of them, too. I thought Devin White was one of them, too. I don't freaking know, but fair enough. Devin White also goes to Superstar. What else did we need? Barrett goes to X Factor. That actually could be kind of clutch. This team really could use the benefits of a guy like Tom Brady or something to bring in free agents. I don't know how you do that, but, I would recommend them try something like that. I also think that they probably sign some sort of veteran to play backup or, even just start for a little bit. But honestly, we're kind of broke, dude. I don't think we can afford anyone. Once again, I want to keep that $24 million. I can pull a little bit of money off of some of the offers that we've made. Winston would be interesting for a return. Mariota, if they actually have the money, would be a solid guy to be there. I don't know. I'm going to, even though it's maybe not the most realistic thing, I'm just going to maybe draft someone in like the 4th or 5th round for a quarterback, unless someone in the late first is kind of decent there, which could be the case. I'm not 100% sure. Leonard Fournette, once again, I think the offer we actually had was fair, but kind of getting screwed over here. It is what it is. All right, let's see what we get. Please return at least Carlton Davis back to us. Actually, Fournette. I'd rather have Fournette back. And, okay, I did agree to it. A 3-year 7 for Howard is not terrible. At least we have a guy, and he obviously knows the team. Leonard Fournette is probably the bigger name to return since we do have 2 decent corners already waiting around. Once again, as far as realism goes, I think that you keep Carlton Davis over everyone. But the game kind of, they decided, the game decided realism because I think a 4-year 40 for the way Carlton Davis has played is absolutely fair. Maybe he wants a little bit more, but I think that's absolutely fair. The other 2 corners may need to be, maybe a new cornerback needs to come in, but I think they still have a little bit of time to develop. Dante Jackson be good and all, but he's not that big of an improvement, especially for a team that, once again, is gonna need a lot of re-signings next season. All right, so we have pick 27. I have no idea, what kind of, what quarterbacks are going to be available, but it's once again, it's a tough one because in real life, I feel like you probably have to give Trask a shot before going for a quarterback in the first round, but at the same time, is 24-year-old, 64 overall, normal dev quarterback in Madden. How do I develop that? How? What do I rebuild for 10 years and he gets to an 87 max with all great things happening? I just don't, I feel like we probably wait until it's Willis and Howell and then make a play. And of course, it looks like Aiden Hutchinson went first overall. I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume. And yeah, let's move down until we see some quarterbacks. Evan Neal goes all the way to 5. That would be a steal for the Giants. A huge steal. Giants get another lineman. Giants loading up on O-line. How many years are they going to believe in Daniel Jones is the question, and I guess the answer is another. As the Jets go corner. Not a bad decision, I suppose. Vikings with wide receiver. Okay, that's interesting. More and more offense. Traylon Burks to the Browns. Fair enough. They need wide receiver. Eagles with a cornerback. Eagles with a quarterback. Fair, I guess. Maybe. They have a lot of first-round picks. Kenny Pickett. Speaking of, we still have quarterbacks all over the place. Okay, we're down to kind of like a few now. Quarterback, I thought maybe there was a chance with the Patriots. He's low overall Mac, or semi-low overall. Cardinals, no way they go QB. No way here. Titans, maybe. But realistically, we should at least have a quarterback. And they do go Matt Corral, which I just assume somebody would trade up. Maybe it even would be the Buccaneers. It's just, who do you believe in this class? I just don't know. there's some really solid players there. Do you trust Trask? Do you go for a tackle that you kind of need going forward? Drake Jackson would be a great pick. You have Willis, you have Howell. I just feel like Howell's not a bad call. You have cornerback. I mean, what do you do? I think maybe you just wait and hope Howell falls to like the mid to late second. I just think like it's not a clear-cut guy that would probably go that high. Do you maybe go Drake Jackson? Because we need an outside rusher, right? Like I'm pretty sure JPP is gone. Oh, we do have Joe Tryon here, actually. He's 23. He's definitely usable. Shaquille Barrett's not going to last forever, but he is an X factor, so I would imagine he can last for a couple more years. So yeah, edge is actually not that big of an issue. Joe Tryon's playing a lot of positions. We could use D-line, actually. I don't even think I put a DT on the list, but well, that high at least. We maybe take a look. Wide receiver, don't need it. The team's actually not in that terrible a spot. Maybe you do go quarterback after all. I mean, you could use the tackle. I'm not sure if we have any other tackles. I thought we had a second-round guy, but we'll take a look. I thought I put tackle on the list, didn't I? Maybe I didn't like any of the other tackles. Maybe I should go cross. Oh, no, I do. I have Kirkland, who does look actually pretty damn good. He's 23, but looks solid. I think I'm cool with taking Howell. I really do. I don't know if Willis really fits the style of the Buccaneers, but maybe they change up without Brady around. But I'm going to go Sam Howell, I think. I'm a little worried about this pick, to be honest. What's that throw power? Solid throw power. That sounds awful. How does it work? I would imagine Elite's the best, great second best. Good is probably third best. So what is Howell's throw power? Like 82? 83? With the contractual issues, you could also see cornerback. This is a tough spot. Because I think for, real life concerns, maybe you don't draft quarterback. But for Madden, I think you absolutely have to, whether it's this season or the next. I really don't know. You also do have Daxton Hill, who I'm actually pretty sure can play cornerback. I really have no idea who we take here, honestly. You know what? We're going to move back 3 spots with the Dolphins and get 2 fourth-round picks. I just think there's so many different players and positions that we could use. That, honestly, was one of my highest picks there. Drake Jackson. What? Bro, what is wrong with this game? Did we get Drake Jackson or not? Because, what is wrong with the game, dude? I honestly have no idea what is wrong. Why is this becoming a thing? Was that my fault? I might have accidentally skipped. But even if I did, it's why do we have a pick, apparently? And also, it says it's 29. I don't understand. I honestly don't know if we actually have this pick, but I'm going to go with Daxton Hill because we can play him at corner or safety, so we'll see what he's good at. And I guess we have Drake Jackson now. I honestly don't understand. It says pick 20, and it's not. And it says we can trade the pick away. Did I? And now the freaking Lions have Drake Jackson. And now the Chiefs have Drake Jackson. What is wrong with this game, bro? It's honestly just so bad. I actually kind of liked where we were at. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to maybe take Daxton Hill here. And instead, no, I can't. Sweet. I'm just going to go to my pick in the second round. There's a lot of good players there. It is what it is. So now we have Drake Jackson, who I had my board, but obviously didn't want, technically. Is that left tackle actually, still available? What do we have in the second round? I think there was a DT. I don't know if he's still there, though. It appears that he wasn't. I think it was actually Tyler Davis, who apparently in this class is way better than real life. Or not real life. Way better than the class that we've been normally using. A little bit of an L because he was a 2 to 3, but obviously he went a little bit sooner than expected. I'm probably going to end up trading off what's his name, Drake Jackson for Daxton Hill, assuming he's not still there, which he's not. So I'm going to trade him off for Daxton Hill because that was going to be my pick, and we got cucked. For some reason, this guy's still there. I don't think that's super realistic, but then again, in this class, he doesn't really look that good compared to the one we normally would have. So maybe I just don't go for him in general. And that other tackle I had is gone, so I can't grab him. Tight end is needed, but we do have Howard, so I don't know if it's really something we should do. This whole thing just got ruined by the fact that the game just hates me. Because we basically can talk about this pick as technically you know, the next round, basically, because, you know, we're a late pick. I'm going to trade down again. It's super unfortunate, but Daxton Hill will be ours. I don't care what his dev is. I'm just going to grab him, or I'm just going to trade him. If Drake Jackson be an X factor, I don't care. I'll trade him for Daxton because that was going to be my pick, of course. 49ers are willing to give us a 4th next for 60 and 62 for our pick. I'm obviously willing to do that. It's only a few picks back. Actually, I should have not accepted that. Is way too much. Trey McBride, and now apparently I can't even go to my pick. Oh, it happened again, dude. I'm skipping to my pick, and it just selects it for me. Can you just not trade down? Is that just like a thing you can't do anymore? You're just not allowed to trade down? This is such a mess. I'm going to look at who is available and just, once again, do another trade. We could use linebacker. I think I probably would have went with this guy, actually. Let's see how good he is. Yeah, I would have probably just went for Emerson. Oh, no, we wouldn't have because we have Daxton Hill. Damn, now I wish I didn't have Daxton Hill. But yeah, Daxton Hill is definitely ours. That corner looks really good, though. Could use Daxton as a safety. Who's the safety around here? Is it like Edwards or something? Oh, wait, did it fix? Because now it says that Drake London went. I honestly don't know. I really don't. If Ruckett's there, I'm just going to take him, I think. Or Ruckert. Good run blocker. Decently athletic. What is it called? Damn, he actually kind of looks like trash. Whatever. Normal development trade, 81 speed. So we took a bust. Kind of wish we'd had Drake London. Nice. I'm just going to... I'm glad that the EA did all this for me, though. But I can't blame anyone on that one. That was just all me. That was just a bad draft pick. Needed the tight end. Went way too high for one there. Thought I felt like I had a pretty good draft lined up for myself, and it just took me right out of the game as soon as I started seeing like players that I wanted go. Specifically, ones that weren't technically supposed to be mine. Marginal throw power? Is that not like dog crap? So we're going to take Henry 202. 20 Otto. Yep. Him. Decently fast, normal dev. This has been awful. Daxton Hill is going to probably be decent, but it's really not going to matter because we missed out on DT. I wouldn't have been so like hasty to just trade down and get out of the way if it wasn't for the glitchiness. So I do blame that, but I should have just relaxed. You know, did what I needed to do, did what I wanted to do, and, you know, move on. Could use a center for the future. I don't know how good this guy is. I don't know if I've even heard of him before doing this rebuild, so I'm going to grab him, though. Normal dev, 84 strength. We'll see. I'm using TFG's class for this, which, to be honest, historically, a lot of them have been kind of lowly rated and, you know, kind of bad devs, so we'll see. We'll see, but I'm not really feeling too great, to be honest. We're going to add a little bit of speed to this offense. We got Scotty Miller, but can we afford him? I might trade this down. This draft has been a disaster. We're going to grab this guy, Justin Ibogijebe. Yep, that's how it's said perfectly. Normal dev, 80 speed, 80 strength for a 285. Okay, that's great. Still looks better than half the players we drafted, so I can't really complain. We're going to have Jalen Tolbert as well. I feel like the Buccaneers need to land. And there we go, a hidden development trade. Yep, that's what I expected. I feel like the Buccaneers need to go with a wide receiver of some sort, whether it's, you know, in the later rounds or not. Probably around that. You know, this is probably fair. 5th round pick. See what happens when one of those guys goes down. And they have actually had a lot of injuries at the position, so it makes a lot of sense that they would go for a wide receiver at some point. But DT didn't really land anyone. De'Aaron King, super fast, right? I mean, 24 he is. Oh my God, I don't even want him. I do want him. I lied. I'll take him. De'Aaron King, super fast, 24, but yeah, very rough. I can't wait to see a bunch of like 66 overall players. It's going to be great. 68 overall for Howell, who I did not actually want, so it wasn't Drake Jackson overall. I wanted, I shouldn't even have looked at his dev, to be fair. Ruckett, fair enough, was a pick that we did make. I do absolutely regret that, but it is what it is. 60 overall for Henry, 202. Ricky Stromberg, fair enough, maybe a backup that's okay. This guy, I wish his strength was a little bit higher. I don't know if it really matters in Madden, but I suppose he kind of fits the mold for this defense. So he'll play the right end spot, maybe have some potential. Tolbert, once again, hidden development trait. What else was I looking at, though? Oh, yeah, we wanted to see the DT wherever he went. Or not the DT, the safety. How far did he go? Really? Daxton Hill. Okay, and he is hidden. Nice. Clutch. Will likely play corner, and the hit power is decent, but I think he can play corner. So we're going to trade for him. I don't think they're going to take Howell, but it's going to be a great one. It's going to be sweet. Howell is a quarterback at least. Okay, fair enough. They did take him. So it doesn't really matter about the cap penalty because obviously both teams are going to be ending up keeping the guy. Obviously they don't need the quarterback. They kind of got screwed, but it be what it be, you know? And I shouldn't be looking at all this. I am really mad, though, because there was a DT in the second. I'm going to go to the second round. I don't really want to cheat, but my frustrations is what got me Ruckert. The DT I wanted, I was going to go to like 10, I think. Was not Winfrey. Who was it? Oh, damn, he went right before us anyways. Tyler Davis was my guy. Normal dev. He's not insanely great, but I absolutely would rather have him than Ruckert right now, but you guys would be insanely pissed if I cheated because you guys just get mad at me for things, and I feel bad. We definitely need a new quarterback at some point, but as far as, like, grabbing some big name right now, it's not likely to happen. We'll try to make a trade, perhaps, but Kyle Trask is the future right now, 24 years old. And I know, Cameron Brate is, a decent role player, but I can't afford that. We got to pay some players, dude. Donovan Smith, even, is a guy that I was trying to replace because I knew that number was big. But in fairness for him, he at least is a pretty solid left tackle, to be honest. We're to sign Jamal Williams to be the backup running back here. Obviously, super injury concerns at running back. And that's a guy that I feel like could fit the team a decent bit. But they probably would rather have a little bit of speed there since, of course, Leonard Fournette's kind of the power, if you will. But I still like it, so backup running back there. We're signing some backup safeties. We're in an okay spot cap-wise, but depth-wise, hell, even starter-wise, we're a bit iffy. So we definitely didn't do our best to grab a quarterback. That is factual. But Kyle Trask deserves a chance, right? You sit behind Brady, you probably learn a few things, right? So we're going to give him a shot. We'll see what happens. Maybe we boost his rating a little bit if he plays really well. I don't know what we're, in store for. You got to remember, in real life, Kyle Trask comes out and plays like, Joe Montana. In Madden, his rating would probably be in the 90s, right? If he plays like that here for us, best case, he's getting to like a 70, maybe. So before people complain about that, I try to keep it as realistic as possible. So, stop yelling at me, all right? But yeah, Scotty Miller would be the number 3. Tolbert at number 4. If Mike Evans starts to, kind of regress because of the age, maybe you think about trading him off depending on what his contract's like. Rucker will be the backup to Howard for now. O-line still intact for the most part, which I like. And by for the most part, I mean like in literally Daxton Hill on the perimeter. Sean Murphy-Bunting at number 3. The only real new names would be the left end, and then we added Sheldon Richardson from free agency, which just seems like a, Buccaneers-type move. All right, so we have some re-signings. Jensen could be on the list, but first things first, Devin White, even though he's, once again, a little up and down in real life, in Madden he's obviously a clear-cut re-signing. Jamel Dean, I think you definitely keep, right? You got to keep one of the corners for sure, maybe both. But yeah, let's see. Sean Murphy-Bunting, not the craziest cost. We do have Daxton Hill, who could go back to safety if he had to. I kind of want to just rock the guys, honestly. That's okay. I wish we had Carlton Davis, but, some things just don't work out that way, I guess. Scotty Miller, I think we can replace with Tolbert, even though he's maybe not the same type of guy. He's still, pretty good. Alex Kappa, the contract he wanted was actually super fair, and he wants the same kind of situation. I know he's not super high overall, but still worth it. Don't have to draft. Once we get into a better spot, maybe you look for a new guy, but we have a lot of different positions we need, so, I'd rather not have to go for a position like that. Mike Edwards, whether he's actually the starter at safety or not, once again, it's a great deal for us. As a backup, he's great depth, so whatever it takes. And then, like I said, Scotty Miller, got to let him go just because of having a lot of wide receivers. We're not even getting, chance to play Tolbert. So we had a pretty good start, and that turned around very quickly. I have no idea how... Oh, Kyle Trask at the yards, but the touchdowns suck. I don't know how... Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know how good Trask played, but the touchdowns were pretty trash. So, with a K. Trash. Yep, I deserve everything I get for that one. Take a look at the other numbers, though. See if maybe, maybe he didn't throw them any picks. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, he did. So we're going to look for a new quarterback. Running backing was terrible. That's, you've heard that one before. Running backing. O.J. Howard, as the starter, played pretty well, actually. Receiving numbers were good, but once again, the touchdowns were low. Donovan's gone. Barrett, pretty good season. Vea, obviously really good season. Not much from Joe Tryon, so we'll look for an edge rusher, but I still think he has time. Suck Up wasn't super great. I mean, there was a lot of bad performances. There was a couple of shining stars, but for the most part, it was just a bunch of really bad performances. Of course, Mahomes, the MVP, I almost said Peyton Manning, I don't know why, but almost did. Yeah, just a complete waste of a year, and hoping to see some name, if we have money, that's halfway decent at quarterback in free agency, as the Chiefs win the Super Bowl over the Cowboys. So you have 56 mil left. We have a center to re-sign. Levante David, I would love to re-sign, but he's just too old at this point. Ryan Jensen, we probably should have just signed him when he was 21, get the 2-year. And every time, you're not gonna leave, buddy. Give him the 1-year deal with the tag. I'd see him probably playing it out more than a skill position, if you will. So, fair enough. We'll allow it to happen again. And everyone else is kind of just replaceable guys. I also have no idea what kind of quarterbacks are there. Hopefully there's a couple of first-rounders, though. That's kind of how it works in real life. Just such an important position, even if it's just an awfully bad class. You're going to see some talent there. Johnny Cave. Interesting name. Solid throw power. I still don't know what that means, but very fast. I mean, those types of quarterbacks look good usually. What about Tom Rogers, though? It's quite interesting. Not spelled the exact same way in the end there, but very interesting name and very similar in speed, which is interesting as well. And just got to put them together, huh? We'll see, though. And then we also have a potential Eric Rice, who does not look great from what I'm seeing here. So really just 2 quarterbacks. Maybe you make a trade up. I don't know. Well, there's a couple of guys here, too. Corey Lacey, 6'2", decently fast. Maybe got some potential. And, then Cole Russell, very, very low chance. But you never know. 2 Bs there. Not bad. Maybe he's got a chance. You also have what appears to be a, can't-miss type of tackle. I wouldn't say guaranteed to be can't-miss, but looks pretty damn good to me, and I'm going to put him on my list. But yeah, we should probably go into the free agency and see what that's like before we do anything, because there could be a lot of players that we need or positions we need that we can replace in free agency, like we said. So first things first, though, before we do that, we got to see who we can replace and who we need to replace. So I would imagine Donovan is the number 1 guy there. He is. Evans is tradable, but I think he's still playing at a pretty high level, so obviously you keep him, and everyone else is kind of on a cheap deal or just locked in long-term anyways. So, I think left tackle is the number 1 need, and then we kind of have to fill just positions in general, like DT or /D end. Rashawn Gary would be kind of a cool name, but 7-year 181 can't do it. Rodgers in Tampa, I'm trying to think if that's a move that I expect to happen. Because, it's not about me caring who our quarterback is. It's about not wanting the same type of scenarios. We've done a couple of Aaron Rodgers type of scenarios and rebuild type of things lately, so I don't know. But I also think the team is kind of on a broke side. If Rodgers wanted to come here for even 32 mil, we'd be in an iffy spot. So we'll come back to that last second. We're not going to just ignore it completely, but we'll come back to it. Do we grab Eric Flowers as a tackle like he played once upon a time, just as a safety net? Offensive line-wise, we definitely need a new center. Brandon Sheriff / Nate Davis would be sick, but I don't want to pay Nate Davis 10 mil to play backup for a season. That just doesn't really feel good to me. Eric Flowers would end up playing, the left tackle spot. I think he'd drop down in overall. Really not a whole lot we're going to get out of that. So I suppose it seems like we do kind of have the money for him. Matthew Ioannidis is actually a guy I wanted to trade for. Stephon Tuitt is a pretty nice name for the D-line. Kind of want him. Grady Jarrett's cool too, but I kind of want him. We need a new middle linebacker as well, but maybe Henry can play that spot, even though he was what most people would call a bust. Marcus May, that's kind of a 1-year situation. So, Rodgers for the Buccaneers, huh? I think we're just drafting too high, though. Like, I think Rodgers would definitely see the value in this team, obviously. But are we not drafting too high? I think at best you offer him a 1-year 32, which we can't afford. Oh, the annual bonus is too high. Got to be like 20 mil, which is interesting enough. Is that actually like a league rule, or is that just something that's in the game? 69 points. I mean, a 1-year 32 is fair. He's joining by far the best team here that is really just missing him. I'd rather go QB in the draft, but at the same time, Rodgers being there, which is a very realistic thing in real life. Actually, no, it's not. I'm gonna pull it. It's not. I feel like no matter what, Rodgers is playing at least 2, maybe 3 years if he doesn't retire on whatever team he's playing for, whether that's the Packers, the Broncos, Steelers, wherever he goes, he's playing for 2 to 3 years on that team because that's kind of what he wants. Is like some, I wouldn't say security, but he wants long-term. I feel like he just wants to be able to invest in the team and not be just sent away as soon as they have a chance at something better / cheaper. And I'm kind of thinking maybe you just pay Brandon Sheriff to play tackles. I'm pretty sure he played a bit of tackle, didn't he, in his time? Like, not maybe professionally, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab him. 16 mil to play left tackle. I mean, maybe it should be a little bit higher, actually. All right, I have Matthew Ioannidis on, but I've seen a couple of rookies I like, so we just have Sheriff, and we will get him for a 1-year 18. And no, the video's not out of sync. I just knew we were going to get him because I bumped the cap up a little bit, or the bonus, so I knew we were going to get him. There was no chance we weren't going to get him. If we didn't get him, that would have been the biggest scam ever. But let's move on again. And I don't want to put the QBs on the scouting thing because we know for a fact we want one of them. But at the same time, what if we get a chance at both? Like, what if nobody needs a quarterback up there? I highly doubt it, but maybe. So I'm a little worried about, like, making that call. We got to go for at least Cave. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to get Tom Rodgers no matter what. So there's really no point in, like, kind of doing that. D'Angelo Whitfield. Let's go Whitfield. Bassey's like an edge. Pollard. And Barnes the safety, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in scouting the QBs more because, once again, it's probably going to be one of them going up top 3, and then we just trade up for the next one afterwards. So, I mean, realistically, there's very little chance we're going to have a choice. And we literally need quarterback no matter what. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter which one it is. I just hope he doesn't go number 1 overall because trading up for number 2 from 9 is going to cost a ton. All right, 27 mil in cap. Tons of guys to re-sign next season. Let's have a good draft. No quarterback. Thank you. The Giants should go QB. And they do. No, the Falcons. Please tell me they found someone. Oh, my God, they have Baker. Oh, we got saved. It would not have been a realistic move. What about the Patriots? Do they still have, it says QB need? Mac Jones is an 80 overall, actually. So, unless the game's going to be really unrealistic, we could wait till the Jaguars. I'm going to wait till the Jaguars. Unless the game's really unrealistic, none of these teams should go QB. Obviously not the Jaguars either, but yeah, maybe the Lions would have traded. Actually, no, I think the Lions have a QB too, because they drafted a QB first year and pretty... Oh, no, they did. Did they? I don't know if they did or not, but either way, here we are at Jacksonville. The game ain't going to trade up, so that's probably the most unrealistic thing, is the fact that we didn't, trade up to one of the spots when one of the other teams could have and should have. Although it did say, like, the projection wasn't that high, like, in the first round, so probably, like, Mac Jones territory. And we trade pick 9, 73 this, and a 5th round next year to move up 3 spots with the Jaguars to hopefully take the quarterback of the future. About to find out if that's true. Johnny Cave. What an interesting name. Sounds like a Mortal Kombat character. And I know it's Johnny Cave. Whatever. But Johnny Cave, hidden development trade, 88 throw power, insanely fast. You'd be Newton if you saw this in a user class. And, yeah, we have what appears to be the quarterback of the future. We're going to go to the next round. There's a bunch of DTs there. If we have to trade up, we will. And that was one of them, so I'm hoping there's more. But, yeah, there should be a bunch of them. Yeah, there's at least 2 left, and with that being by far the biggest need and potentially needing 2 of them, I think we are just going to, grab whatever one's left over. McDowell looks pretty good. He looks like a can't miss. Let's take a look at Bynum. Is it Bynum? Byram. Also a can't miss. Even more athletic. So I'd rather have Byram anyways. So we're going to wait until one of them goes and we make a trade up. No way no one takes one. Wow. Okay, so while we're taking Byram, no third-round pick because of the trade up for the quarterback. If Byram's halfway decent, we made ourselves a pretty good draft class here. So Byram, normal dev, but really fast, really athletic. Strength is great. 6'6", 314. You'd still be super excited to have a guy like him pairing up with Vita Vea. And we'll see if there's anything else we need that we should probably trade up for. Offensive line, there are some names here. You also have the tight end. I didn't really get to fully see him, but catch in traffic is an A. Oh, he looks really solid, actually. Let's go to the next round. I mean, Stafford's a 79 overall. They have 2 third-round picks. Why wouldn't they hand one over? They love to get rid of their third-round picks, and they can't even afford them. We have a bunch of fourth-round picks, but I'm trying to make this play. There we go. So they get Trask. He's not bad. I must call him Trash there, which I've probably made that joke once or twice here already, but definitely glad to get that trade off. Who is this guy? I mean, we don't really need a DT that bad, but oof. Okay, I mean, yeah. The age is kind of a no-go automatically. But yeah, on this pick, I'm having a hard time. I want to take a look at Pollard again real quick. A power move. I can see why I put him on the list. Don't know a whole lot else, though. I guess Pursuit Play Rec is decent. The tight end looks like it can't miss. And did we grab a tight end? I thought we had a backup tight end that was halfway decent. Oh, no. We had Ruckert, who was just a complete waste of a pick. We could maybe even trade Ruckert off for like a 4th-round pick or something, like a mid-4th from a team that's desperate, because he's not like the worst player ever, but he's just not worth using. I think I'm going to go for Whitfield here. And he's hidden. Let's go. Super fast, 6'4", 273. He could actually be really sick because he's an insane run blocker, it appears, and he's really good at catching, and, you know, medium route looks good. That's a win. Just sucks. I still have like 2 more players I want here. I haven't even looked at Bassey, but some potential there. But I'm gonna let Joe Tryon work it out because he's not really the biggest replacement need as far as Madden goes. Maybe in real life you think about it, but in Madden I don't think you do. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars pick because they have 2 picks here. So hopefully none of our guys go. They don't. And let's make some more plays. It's a little costly, but it's apparently fair. 99, 105, and 126. 126 is next year to move up to 70. We probably could have done less in Madden terms, but for realism terms, that was fair. We need this to be a very solid pick. The DT is pretty nice, but as far as actual need goes, I think our line is aging too much. We're going to risk it on Higgins. Please be hidden. Yes! Absolute wins. Very athletic as well. Could play all around the line. I mean, I kind of want to go for the DT as well, but I just don't know. The Rams, they love trading draft picks, but they would probably want an actual player because that's how they do it. They don't freaking go for players in the draft. Let's see if there's anything we can offer them that maybe makes their team better. We trade Ruckert, a 3rd next, and Keyshawn Vaughn for 73. And with that, we're going to trade up 1 spot with the Rams. We're going to give them a 7th round next year or something like that, which is, I mean, honestly, pretty decent. I know it's like still middle of the 3rd. It's still pretty, it's still pretty high, I suppose, here. But, yeah, it's absolutely worth it. I gotta get the DT. We're killing the draft, so, I mean, you might as well keep the train rolling. We also have a 4th-round pick to potentially grab, like, a running back or something just for the future. There's a couple of fast ones in there. I'd imagine there'll be someone there. But Pollard is going to be the choice. We could use him. We're going to take him. Normal dev as well, but 89 strength. You know, something crazy like perhaps, I don't know, like 85, 86 power move or something. I mean, it just makes him a god, so who knows? Let's go to the next user pick, though. I probably should have found a linebacker, but I don't remember if I did find one. I think they were all kind of bad. Do we actually have a 5th-round pick still? That's pretty clutch. We might use that or this to trade down. Oh, the Packers are the 3rd next year. Taking that every day of the week. Although this guy, even though he probably looks bad, he's a round 3 to 4, but he's insanely fast, so I'm just going to take him anyways. 92 speed, 91 XL, 88 XL, agility, 86 change of direction. I'm not really sure why he, like, slipped. I imagine his overall is going to suck, but still, fair enough. But we're going to go with the fullback first because we don't have one. This guy looks good with that A run block. Okay in speed, great strength for a fullback. It looks, but, you know, the potential's there. All the kickers did suck. The punter looked okay for kick power, but I mean, we're just going to take what we can do, which is Dom McCord, I suppose. Wait, what was it again? Decent kick power. Whatever. Dom McCord it is. Yeah, 89. Fair enough. That's okay. That's okay. Like I said, I feel like in Madden, I don't know if they have yet, but they definitely should make it where all punters and kickers are no less than like 88 kick power, because you're just not going to get a look as a rookie or just a kicker at all if you don't at least have that in 2022. And as far as overalls go, pretty solid stuff. The running back was a 66 overall. I don't know why I'm looking at him first, but I mean, that's not bad. As far as he doesn't have fights for yards, which kind of sucks. 10 run block. As far as one of those guys that's falling because they're quote unquote a bust goes, this guy's pretty good. He's actually pretty good. But let's take a look at the quarterback. He's automatically a starter. We obviously traded off Trask. You wouldn't not use this guy. Wait, wouldn't not? I don't know. The ideal sense of pressure, throwaway, aggressive forcing passes, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, but tight spiral. He actually looks pretty good. We do have to compare him to the other quarterback, but yeah, there's no way we're going to go up to, 2 overall? Good luck with that. Johnny Cave, unfortunately, star dev, but obviously still a really good talent. This guy was normal, but he's a 75 overall, insanely talented, automatic starter no matter what. He gets swim and bowl. He actually has, a lot of styles, in fairness. And then we have the tight end who, I mean, Howard played really well, so we'll probably let Howard start again. But man, in a user league, would you not start this guy? Yeah, I keep doing the double negative kind of thing. It's something so far. I actually didn't even look at his run block. It said A, but I don't know. I'm trying to think before we go into the dev. Do I want to? I absolutely want to start him, but I don't know what's realistic. 85. No, we're not doing that. 88 will do. I think I'm going to go into the idea of starting him. And he's a superstar. Yeah, okay, so you can't call it cheating if I decide to start him. Superstar, I mean, that kind of just proves he's a great player, so we're going to put him out there. That's insane, though. Tight end superstar is like a lineman superstar. Not quite as good, but as far as rarity goes, the right tackle, I think, is set for life, so if anything, it would be a lineman of, who's our left guard? So it'd be a right guard, I think, is where we would play him, because Kappa's, not the greatest. Pollard, only a 71 overall, so this was a bad pick. An 85 power move, like I said, but block shed sucks. He has no traits. I'm going to edit that. That's actually something that I pushed for in the Legacy franchise, is that players, especially obviously rookies, that come out with no traits get a trait. Why wouldn't they? 85 power move. Doesn't use power moves? Huh? What? Run block, 72 run block. Yeah, this is actually a really good fullback. 87 lead block. Holy crap, he's actually really good. And then I did want to see the tight ends blocking again, because it said he was really good at it. And not really, the game's lying again. But yeah, let's take a look at 2 things. I wanted to see the quarterback, Tom Rogers, 74 overall. Normal. He was actually normal, dude. No way. Of course, it's because he went to the Giants. I bet you he was probably an X Factor, and as soon as he went to the Giants, it dropped his dev instantly. What else did we have? Oh my god, who's this? He's 78 overall, normal dev, but not sure why they wanted him, but sure, they can have him. He's really good. An 83 overall running back now. Sheriff Gooden? Wow. Look at that. 91 juke move, 93 change of direction, insanely fast in general. Of course, he's 5'8", which is a bit of an L, but I don't know if that really matters too much in the game. Let's take a look at his dev star. If he had Superstar X Factor, I'd say he's probably the best rookie I've ever seen. Although, what was that one rookie? Was it a career resim we did? Where there was a Jets guy that was absolutely nuts. I can't remember who he was. But speaking of Jets, here's Barnes, normal dev. Actually was a pretty decent player, but definitely not someone we absolutely needed. And, wow, we had ourselves a couple of draft picks in the 3rd round. But obviously absolutely worth it. I want to see those running backs if I can. Not that it really matters, but... Wait, when did the running backs go? Was it the 4th round? It was the 4th round. Carnegie, normal dev. I mean, not really anything, our guy wasn't. And then I don't remember if this was the guy or not. If it was, I don't mind missing him. I don't remember if this guy was the guy or not, but if if it was, I don't mind missing him. And then this might have been the guy, but if it was, I don't mind missing him. All right, we had ourselves a huge really insane draft that probably saved this entire thing, honestly, because that first year draft we had, sure, we got Dax and Hill, but outside of that, it was not a good one. Obviously, really good stuff here with the drafting of Higgins to potentially replace like Kappa, maybe even Jensen, maybe need another guy to replace both of them. But this is by far the best line in football. Of course, Sheriff does drop a little bit in overall left tackle, but obviously worth every penny at that spot. I mean, this is without a doubt, like I said, the best line. I actually kind of want to see the rankings. Normally I don't look at them, but the 7th best left tackle, probably the 3rd, I'd say, left guard, 2nd left guard, maybe number 1 center, number 2 center. I don't know why I just clicked this. Oh, 10th? Really? That is surprising. Then number 1, probably. Number 1 rights. I mean, what was that? 2. Wait, no, what was it? I already forgot. Whatever. Wide receivers, I really kind of want to wonder this. Maybe like 20 and 21. 15. And the other wide receiver, Godwin, is 14, ironically enough. Let's take a look at the defense. Obviously, we got some numbers here. Vita Vea is probably the best DT in the league. Number 1. I mean, it's a sick squad. I mean, if we don't at least make the playoffs, that's an absolute scam. We crushed it in the offseason, and we got rid of Donovan Smith. We got rid of Suckup. We got rid of some guys that are actually kind of expensive, so, you know, we actually saved some money on top of it. Ooh, I bet on Cave to have a 300-yard plus performance. Steady improvement or a pinpoint accuracy? I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what this will give us. 4 to deep accuracy, that's... I mean, yeah, that's all right. I would like to see what the XP. If the XP was like 10K, then yeah, but I can't imagine the XP would have been more than like 5K, right? Which even then, that's an upgrade point. Yeah, 4 deep is pretty good. Because you never know. Like, if it's going to give you an accuracy bonus, it could have given us like +2 to all, which is like, you know, better than any upgrade you're likely going to get unless you get throw power. But yeah, fair enough. All right, re-signings. Wirfs probably would be asking for more than that, so we're going to at least make him $100 million man, 20 mil per even then. I mean, he's a right tackle at least, so you can make that argument. Ali Marpet, we're just going to make a signing right here because he's just obviously going to be worth it. He's 30 years old. He's got years to go. Ryan Jensen, I cannot make a guarantee on. I know he's been getting cucked with the tags, but... you know, all right, okay, just that's all I can really tell you. But Winfield, he's been playing really well, so a 5-year 62 is pretty good. He's a safety. He's very top of his game, but he's not the top, but he still has time to get there, obviously. Mike Evans, a 4-year deal for a man that I believe did regress. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but I believe he did regress. He's still really good. His route running's a little iffy, but... I don't know, man. 92 catch, 95 catch in traffic. I'm going to take a look at how good he's playing. If he's at least like on par for over 1,000, we'll probably give him another go. Which he looks to be. I mean, he's been so insane his whole career. I mean, look at that. Like, I mean, we pretty much have no choice but to sign him. I'd really like to make it a less, but yeah. Come on, man. Like... You're 30 and we're giving you a 24 mil signing bonus. Please, help me out here, pal. Sheriff, I think, you know, if you're going to re-sign one of the 2 superstar linemen there, it's probably Sheriff. I think we're going to let Ryan Jensen go. We have some backups. He's kind of old. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he'll ask for a 1-year deal or something. It'll be a little bit more easy to work with. But, yeah, punter, we can easily get better, so I'm not going to, you know, pay premium money for a guy that's not even the best around that'll be in free agency. 13 yards short of being a superstar. Unless he ran one in, which he didn't. That sucks. Headed to the playoffs. A pretty good season, but not as good as I would have wanted and expected. I mean, especially when you're matching with the freaking New York Giants at 12-5. Let's take a look at the Cowboys. Oh, there's a couple of teams. Really? Look at these 2 divisions. I mean, kind of going off. Well, I wouldn't say these 2 divisions. Is the NFC East is absolutely nuts. All 4 teams made the playoffs. 13-4, 13-4, 12-5, 11-6. How? What happened? I don't understand. Who's the quarterback for Washington and Philadelphia is the same that we would expect. Roger, okay, fair enough. That makes sense. And then football team has Marcus Mariota. Okay. If you say so. I mean, I'm all for new names, I suppose. But Tom Rogers and Johnny Cave led the league by storm. Johnny's a superstar. Leonard Fournette went off. 4 1,000-yard receivers. Godwin's a superstar X Factor. This was a year. Offensively, this might be the best year we've ever had in a Madden sim. And, this is a team we rebuilt realistically. We didn't even, make crazy trades or anything like that. The edge, absolutely awful. Maybe we have to change the scheme up. But Vita Vea went off, as he does. Maybe an X Factor. Picks were a little low. I can see why we didn't, get the bye week. Defense was definitely lacking, it seems. Number 1 on offense. Doesn't really surprise me. Those numbers were insane. Defense probably like 15. 28. We have a pretty good defense. Hello? Cave was number 4. Of course, should win some quarterback and Rookie of the Year awards. Rodgers wins quarterback. And Cave is at number 3. It's a little surprising, but sure. Godwin at number 1. 20 touchdowns puts you at 9? Wow. Offensive line, we had 4 out of the 5. D-line, number 3. Linebacker, number 6. DB, not on the list. And then kicker, really not on the... Okay, so this is a weird season. I mean, I'm thinking this is still probably a good chance for the Super Bowl. But this was a weird one. Really insane offense. Defense was decent in some spots, like tackles and, Vita Vea with the sacks. But, yeah, I mean, lacking a little bit. But this is the postseason Buccaneers defense. It becomes, Tom Brady, basically. All right, let's see it. Is this team ready? It should be. I know it's a rookie quarterback, but, man, is this an insane squad. Offense is the number 1 in the league, so I expect some scoring, even though at half we're, there we go, 20-17, 20-20. Offense is really not holding up their end of the bargain, honestly. Defense is doing okay. I know it's the Giants, but ultimately the Giants did have Tom Rogers, who apparently went off. Really? Okay, it's tied up at least. The clock is draining. It's not that I don't think they could physically get down the field. It's just the game doesn't like to make things happen, It's just the way it is. We probably had Godwin, but Mike Evans is very slow, if you weren't aware. We actually only gained a yard on 4-yard separation drag route. How? How is that even possible? I actually can't believe how slow he is, dude. A lot of misdirection here. This is not bad. And there goes Godwin. That's a guy that can make some things happen. I mean, I don't know what Godwin's speed is because he probably did upgrade a decent bit, but he feels miles faster than Evans. I can't believe I paid Evans 4-year deal. That's really the thing I take away. We gave him a 4-year. Make that throw. That's pretty good. And Evans slips off. I'm going to let the rookie kick it because I think it's only fair. Actually, what am I doing? I think everyone in the world knows it's a run except for them, apparently. 6 seconds left. I mean, unless you somehow get destroyed, it should be a good decision. Don't fight, dude. 5 yards extra, down to a second. Could have called a timeout at the 2-second mark. So let's see if the AI can put us through to the divisional round, and they can. McCord, my God, what a play! Of course, if you have suck up, you probably don't hit that because he had 82 kick power near the end there. The rookie quarterback battle was a decent one. It's actually pretty good both sides. Running backs are actually kind of disappointing considering both guys are known for being decent. Kadarius Toney, one of my favorite players in the league now, actually. Pretty good stuff, obviously. Barrett, decent. Vita Vea did his thing. No interceptions, of course. Kickers did their thing. I mean, it was just a clean game, simply put. And, I mean, you could tell it was because it almost went to overtime and probably should have. It's a nice, 30-yard play in there and kind of struggled a little bit afterwards, but got just close enough for, a decent field goal attempt. Was it 51 yards? It's doable. Whitfield did have a really good season, but it's crazy how freaking fast he went up. He's an 83, 82 overall. He's insane. I mean, Superstar Dev is just broken for a tight end. Joe Tryon, let's see what we got here. 2 to finesse move, that's a win. I mean, he's good. He just hasn't played well. All right, pretty relevant topic here. Buccaneers Rams. Well, not maybe super relevant anymore, but as far as relevancy goes, about as relevant as you can get. Of course, Trask. Did we trade Trask to the Rams? Where do we put Trask? I tried to put him on the Rams. I don't remember if he actually went there, though. He did go there. Okay, fair enough. Not bad. He went up in overall as well. What's his throw power? 85. Damn it. I want to see my man get some throw power, though. All right, go to the end of the game. I really would have loved to try out Trask all the way, but I don't know, man. It just doesn't. It didn't look good. All right, he's 24 out the gate. Or he was 24 for us anyways. 5-point lead. Really good chance here to go up, and we do. Although it's a little bit of a close call. The Rams are going to take the lead by 1. We get the touchdown and the 2-point. 5 minutes left. In a great spot is Mike Edwards, the guy we were looking to replace. Comes up clutch, sending us to the championship round. Let's go. That is what I'm talking about, baby. Of course, Johnny Cave went off. Stafford's time in L.A. may have come to an end as well. Leonard Fournette has not played well for us, speaking of. Receiving, Whitfield, this is an insane roster. Shaquille Barrett, pretty bad in the regular season, but insane here in the post. And obviously that pick from Edwards was so clutch, sealed the game. That's a sick... Improviser is absolutely the glitched upgrade for this Madden for quarterbacks. It is insane. Tolbert turned into a pretty damn solid weapon. Obviously had himself a pretty good year as well. Byram didn't really have that good of a year, but, we're going to keep trying. We probably should have went finesse for him, but 3-to-power move, not bad. Very good block shedder. Kind of like a medium. He's kind of like a do-it-all type, whereas, we have some guys that are just power, some guys that are just block shed. And here we are going up against Dallas in the championship round. This is by far the most stacked team we've played against and could be the last one we play. Tennessee in the Super Bowl on the other side. Not I'm saying we can beat them, but definitely could have been worse. Could have played the Chiefs, but got to get back into this one as the defense is just letting them walk all over us right now. They have scored probably a touchdown every single drive. Would not surprise me. Although turning around a little bit in a spot now. 13 minutes left. The defense can make a play, which they can't. It appears that a pick, interception, and we're going backwards. What down is it? I don't want to absolutely just come in and control the game, but, I'm really proud of this team, and I want it to go as far as possible. This is kind of a tough play, though. And under pressure, that is a huge L. You can't go for that. I wanted to go to Godwin, set up the field goal, maybe even runs it in for the first down, but couldn't get it. The pressure was too much, and that is probably going to be game as they score a touchdown immediately again. I'm still going to try to win it, though. I'm still going to try to win it. Tolbert down the field. They're kind of expecting run here or something. That's a tough one, but Godwin will get that and should be stop the clock time there. It's probably not going to matter because our defense can't stop a soul, but I suppose you got to try. Should have waited a little bit. Maybe not. Godwin's going to get it, but he's going to be short of going out of bounds. Hurry up. I don't know how to feel about this double move on the inside. You got the out for Godwin. Godwin pretty good. Probably should have anticipated a little bit better, but Godwin is just... just like the name suggests. Godwin over the middle is probably the look. We'll try it. Could be Leonard Fournette. And we're in trouble. They just blitz the hell out of us. So while it may be a little cheese to come in and, kind of try to win it for the team, you can see that it's not that easy. We found a couple of looks, but overall it's not been, just the easiest thing in the world. We're also going to bring Evans straight down the field. This is a little bit of a developer, so I'm going to actually block Fournette. And we fumble. I had 6 blockers, dude. Look at this. Best line in football, double. Okay, dude. Ryan Jensen and Ali Marpick get double teamed. They double team him, and they get beat by that guy. This is why I do feel like my Raider sliders are somehow broken, even though our sliders are set properly for that. Because how is this guy beating through a double team of those players who both happen to be superstars? That is the most unrealistic thing I've seen in Madden ever. And there has been some things. If you can't get a block on that, I don't know how you ever get a block. That should be a block for 3 days, not for 3 minutes. In some trouble again, but Godwin's in at least make it doable. You'd think they would just like triple team him. I know we have other talents, and I am looking for them, but I mean, it's clearly gone just to that player. The tight end hasn't been in, and he's been a really big part of this team, so a little bit sad by that. I mean, you just got to have to go up to Godwin, who drops it. I mean, this difficulty is insane, dude. It's base all Madden, and I mean, you maybe have the slot guy, but even then, I mean, who is that? Micah Part? No, it's Neil, who's still pretty fast. I mean, he's all over him. I get it. They're kind of, I mean, they're not even predicting deep, though. That's, I don't know what you do there. I don't know. Well, it's not our year this year, apparently. That's crazy. Do I just go back to, like, base sliders on our Raiders franchise? I don't understand. How are they so good? I mean, that's obviously a play you take every day of the week, and there's a pass interference. I mean, it's going to, you know, it's unlikely, but you never know. I would have probably hurried up, too, if they would have not penalized us there. Assuming we would have caught it, which you can't even make a bet on. It's a little overthrown, but yeah, it's intercepted. Well, it wasn't our year, unfortunately. Should have been, but the Cowboys are just goated, I guess. They're way better than us, apparently. I don't know how. Leonard Fournette, dude. We might need a new running back. Leonard Fournette is sold through this freaking postseason. Like, the whole one. I don't understand how, but yeah. McCord missed a field goal, which I don't even know if that would have mattered. Yeah, probably would have, actually. I just can't believe that, though. How do you get that much pressure, man? That's actually crazy, dude. Beats the double team of Marpet, who actually isn't a superstar, now that I remember. But Marpet and Jensen. I don't know if Jensen would have regressed yet, but I kind of want to see what his abilities are. Like, I can't remember what he has, but it's probably something with double teaming. If that's the case, that is a joke. Secure Protector, I mean, I guess not. And then the second ability, of course, Matador, I guess. I don't know. For the Super Bowl, it's got to be the Cowboys. Thank you, Dallas, for sucking. Nice. Love it. That's fun. But DevOps should be a superstar and an X Factor, which we do get. Godwin was 28. Clutch timing on the X Factor. Doesn't drop any devs or overalls anyways, not devs. And then, of course, superstar for this man, spin cycle. Does he have spin move? Probably not. Change of direction, juke move. I mean, I suppose you can make the argument for jukebox at least, so we'll put jukebox on him. If they... It's juicebox. Jukebox. Let's say, is it not on that? But nice. Whitfield didn't do enough to get to X Factor, but that's okay. And Vita Vea is now an X Factor. So that's pretty cool. I wish we'd got a little bit more devs on defense, but we'll take the X Factor from Vita. And, yeah, I mean, middle linebacker number 2, safety number 1, and then Shaquille Barrett, unfortunately, might need to be replaced. A lot of money. So, I mean, he's still pretty good. Didn't really play that well for us, though. D-line, maybe we cut a corner if we see a really good DT, but middle linebacker number 2, and, you know, maybe edge is what we're looking for. Edwards actually not half bad, so we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, plenty of potential, a lot of money because the rookie quarterback deal. And I think we'll be good to go. I know a little bit less draft picks than normal and later, you know, projection picks, but still probably enough to draft 1 or 2 guys. Jensen, I think you try and keep him. We don't have as much money as I thought. I think you try to keep him, and if he doesn't stay, I was about to say, he has literally tried to leave this whole time. But I think you try to keep him for one last little magical run if you can. So I don't want to ruin this team, but if there's a middle linebacker, which is by far our biggest need, I don't see a way we don't try to go for him. Eric Kendricks, that's way too expensive for his age. But I can see why, because there's lacking of talent there. I don't see a middle linebacker being worth it here. Alexander Johnson, don't really like him too much, but we'll see. 79 overall, so decently fast still. Awareness is good. Block shed sucks. Coverage is very iffy. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather draft someone. Even if it's a first-round middle linebacker, I'd rather go that way instead of sign a guy that's just not even going to help. I think it might be time to just pass on free agency. Julian Blackman is pretty solid, though. Technically a lot better than Edwards, but a 3-year 12.8, that's not even fair. Like, That's so cheap, but I'm going to offer it. A 4-year 23. It's a safety after all, so I can kind of see where, you know, they're not giving him any value. It's important, but, I mean, a lockdown corner can mean just as much, if not way more. So I'd rather just pay him as low as I can. If he doesn't join, he doesn't join. And Kappa might be replaced. I mean, once again, I kind of want to keep the squad together just for that magical run. We still have Howard as well for one more season. That was a sneaky little deal, obviously. Didn't have any offers in free agency. He's 27, really hasn't shown anything as a pro yet. Whether that's because of this team or not, I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we're going to sign. And this should be our year. It should at least be a Super Bowl trip, right? Hopefully. Got to find a middle linebacker. Blackman, please. Edwards is a solid backup. Thank you. Of course, the middle linebackers suck. Why? Wow, really reached into the freaking name book right there, EA, huh? Anthony. Nice. That's pretty good, dude. It's clever. Green Bay with 2 top 5 picks here, which is interesting. There's actually an edge rusher that I might try to make a trade up for that looks decent enough. So we'll try to do that if we can. Maybe around 22. I think it said 1 to 2. Let's go to 25. And by round, I mean pick, obviously. Nah, we'll go to 22. David Johnson, the running back. So manually skipping in the draft is glitching out again. And I think my guy's there. I only kind of saw him last second. But Connor McGrath. Of course, I only seen the block shed. I tried to see more for the finesse and power to put him on my thing, but I didn't get to see it, so maybe I'm not as interested anymore, but we kind of need an edge. I mean, it's kind of the biggest need, so I think I still may just make a play. I don't see pick 24. I think it's already selected. Let's go to 25. 30 and a third, I suppose. That's probably fair, I'd imagine. I don't know why it says our pick is 30 or 73, but sure. I'm just going to keep going until it says that it's our pick. I don't know if it's fixed or not, but it says it's our pick, so I'm going to go to it. And he's still there. We're going to take a risk. Mr. Connor McGrath, who is normal, 85 speed, 87 excel. I don't know how good he is, but, I mean, he's got the prototypical speed, I suppose. That's a bit of an L. And speaking of a bit of an L, I cannot be bothered to skip ahead, have the glitch happen. I'm just going to trade for like 16 or 17, whatever one comes up first. And then hopefully that guy... Oh, crap. What is 16 or 17? 49 is actually pretty close, isn't it? I think that is 17, so 49 I suppose. 62 and a fourth next is fair enough, apparently. Hopefully our guy is there. Who do we actually grab if not? I don't know. I hope he's there because he is probably the only coverage type of linebacker that's looking halfway decent. Mr. Boatwright. I'll take a look at the other guys. I also did have Jeremy Ridley on the list. B to zone coverage, actually. Now I really wish I didn't trade up. B finesse. What the hell's going on? But Boatwright obviously looked really solid too. A zone, A tackle, super fast. I'm willing to risk it. Joey Boatwright, welcome to the squad. And he's hidden very fast. Pretty solid change of direction. Jumping's pretty good for a linebacker. We got our new middle linebacker number 2. We got some speed again. Not that Henry wasn't like good, you know, fast, but not very good, I suppose. And I think with this pick, we're probably just going to take a center, assuming we have a center still there. Ridley's still there, dude. That's a tough pass. Because Jeremy Ridley looks really good too, man. But I don't think we need him. He's a little bit less, you know, guaranteed. Whereas Abraham, I don't know everything about him, but he looks like one of those prototypicals. You know, 2 A's, a lead block. We'll grab him. Abraham it is. Hidden development trade. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? A solid-looking center would be hidden development trade. No one. No one, clearly. I do want to see what Ridley looks like, though. All right, so 73 overall. Oh, the center was a 76. Damn it. This is probably the worst outcome. Realistically, we would have wanted Boatwright to be the highest overall, and then McGrath, and then Abraham. So maybe not the worst, but you know, if we could switch these two, that'd be great. But McGrath, potential future starter at the outside. Bull rush, strip move, even though he's a finesse. Once again, this is where in our league you would be allowed, if you wanted to switch bull rush for finesse, which obviously I would. Very good block shedding, though. So a good player, just weird because his traits are kind of messed up a little bit. And once again, no hidden development trait. But overall, a good player, definitely worth the pick. and a guy you would look to start. I'm actually going to keep both in this realm just because he does have block shedding, which maybe you would use finesse style for that, but I don't know. He's decently strong, I suppose. Maybe that wasn't fair. I don't know, but I don't really care. It doesn't really matter for Sim, and we've tested it in the past. But spin move, high motor, terrible catching, good jumping for a very fast Joey Boatwright. Don't know his dev. We're about to find out as we move him to middle linebacker on top of it. Gotta knock it all out while we're there. 1 second. 57, 56. We'll do 53. Let's do 53. With his dev being star. That's fair enough. It's okay. And then Abraham, the hidden development trait player, the center, be like the direct replacement for Jensen. We have the right guard replacement ready. It's just really about replacing left guard and left tackle going forward, but left tackle's re-signed as well anyways, and star development trait kind of expected. Let's take a look at the linebacker and go into Season 4. And here he is, Ridley already, 69 overall, hidden. Very fast, jumping, solid catching. So he's already better than our guy automatically because catching is something you just can't develop really. And I believe his jumping was higher too, or very similar at least. What's the dev? The dev is, of course, it's Superstar. I knew he was going to be good, but I mean, potential-wise, our guy obviously looked better on paper, so it's just RNG. All right, Season 4, here's the team. Maybe it's our year, I don't know. Cave is an 85 overall, probably finishes as like a 90+. Wide receivers, 93, technically 94 here. 88 for Mike Evans, so that 4-year deal is already looking like a terrible decision, but that's okay because he's still really good at catching, and he's obviously not decreasing in height, but I suppose when you get old, your like spine does something. I don't know, like it shrinks or like it bends, or I don't know what happens. But you know how old people are, like they, hello, Sonny. That's Mike Evans. He's like 32. And that's how he sounds. That's how he acts. Of course, Whitfield, we already looked at him, but he's an 82 overall now. Insane. Obviously, offensive line is decreasing a little bit because of their oldness, but still good enough. Still good enough. Defensively, very solid. Interior, maybe you look at someone like Pollard or Byram and replace them, but, I mean, they are good. Like, Pollard's in 73 overall, but that's about as good of a damn 73 overall as you can get. 88 power move, 89 strength. I mean, he's kind of sick. I'm not really sure why his rating's so low, but sure. And then Byram, once again, also very solid, good at block shedding. Cornerbacks, maybe you could use an upgrade, but, I mean, Daxton Hill just isn't developing. He's just not. He's like an 80 overall, which I suppose isn't terrible, but he's really not developing super well. It's a good squad, but I can see where we have a lot of holes on defense. The defense definitely is lacking, but the offense is so damn good that you would think it's good enough to carry overall. Even though our offense has played well, and I get it, our defense is probably pulling this team down. I think I might change the playbook because currently we are 6-4 with this insane squad. I just don't see it. Once again, might be the defense. Joe Tryon, I think, even though he's not played well, is on a pretty solid deal here. But to be realistic, I'll give him a 5-year 40. I think the way he's played, it's good enough for him. And then everyone else might just be let go, which doesn't really hurt us too much. And of course, we'll open up a bunch of money for free agency. Huge opportunity. Oh, come on. It's 1. And if we win, we take the division. It was a bit of a shaky one. Of course we lose. We still take the division, but a bit of a shaky one considering how damn talented this team is. But I guess there's nothing they can do about it. Pretty solid start. Then we lost 4 in a row. And then, of course, lost that last game 13-52 against a 6-10 team. Nice. Looking at the stats, Johnny Cave could be an X-Factor. Picks are a little bit higher than normal. That's fine. Leonard Fournette, pretty good. Godwin, great. Evans, good. Tolbert, a little bit down. Whitfield, down, but good touchdowns. Blocking offensive line was worse, but still good for Madden, at least. Tackles, kind of low. Sack totals, Barrett was great. Vea was decent. Down, though. Joe Tryon, not bad. Picks, Winfield and White were pretty solid. Kicking, the rookie's been all right. He's missed 5 kicks out of like 30 so far in his career, which isn't terrible. Let's take a look at the awards. I don't think we would have had anything that I can think of. Was there anything? Can't remember. Nope, nothing. Nice. But either way, even though it's a little bit of a shaky one, the Falcons should be a gimme. I think we beat them twice. We at least beat them once. They were like 9-5. We were 7-5, and we beat them and we went on a bit of a streak. So 91 overall, 89 defense, 93 offense. I mean, outside of getting some corners, maybe some D-line, interior linemen, which we have good ones on defense. It's just they haven't developed. There's not really much we can do to make this team better. So I'm hoping this is the year. All right, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but we're kind of already thinking about the next week. 14-3, 21-3. Maybe there's a reason we're thinking about next week already. 21-10, or not, as we're choking the hell out of this lead. 28-17, 35-17. Okay, so this should be a win, and it is. Thank you, Jesus. Still, defense has got to do better because that's just way too many points to be allowing. I know the Falcons have turned it around, but I don't care. It's just too much for my liking. I don't want it. I don't want it. Johnny Cave, unbelievable game. That is just insane. Fournette, better than normal in the postseason for him. Playoff Lenny has not been in full force in this rebuild. Jamel Dean with a pick. And we're headed to the divisional. Once again, like I said, maybe a little bit too premature, but we've got to be thinking ahead. At least divisional or better. Jalen Tolbert, now an 84 overall. Let's see how good he is. So, great deep route. Good enough catching. He's weirdly developed, I'll give you that. It's definitely strange, but still good enough. Maybe takes over Mike Evans' spot at some point soon. And zone coverage for Daxton. He's a pretty good player. Division round going up against the Cardinals, who do get the home field advantage, but they are an 84 overall. There's no way, right? As the Raiders beat the Chiefs, I mean, you always get those jokes like, Le Mickey playoff run or career run, and LeChoke, all these, Mickey Mouse cupcake schedules. This is kind of one of them. I'm going to be honest. As far as a Madden, sim goes, usually you're playing the Cowboys, the Packers, the Saints and whatnot. But I suppose the NFC side is kind of weak now. With Brady out, I mean, it really is a weak conference right now. So, I mean, I would definitely want to play in the NFC. If I'm Deshaun Watson, if he gets cleared and all that, I'm asking for a trade in the NFC, which obviously the Texans want technically, because you get yourself a pretty good chance, right? But speaking of the pickmeister himself, Jamel Dean, let's see. 2 to speed. I have yet to see that this Madden, and that's quite insane. What was his other upgrade? Zone coverage +1. That's broken. Of course, you ask yourself, if you're me, where is that in Dolphins franchise? Where is that in Raiders franchise? But, it is what it is. We don't ask questions around here, besides the question of where that is in those franchises. Championship round, talking about Dallas, and, yep, as expected, they're the Chiefs of the NFC side. 87 overall. Please just beat them this time. Just do it. This is the season, dude. The Patriots won. Not that I'm saying the Patriots aren't good, but it was a 14-10 win. You gotta win. You have to. Field goals kept us in it. Down by 4. It's an interesting one. Down by 1.5. Up by 2. Up by 9. Defense is holding. Up by 2 still. Wow, we're really gonna... I mean, the NFL will love us. They will love us. Shaquille with the sack, though. He wants one. He wants another. The offense holds. And we win. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. As Cave, I don't know if he's actually thrown. He might have thrown one interception in the postseason. He's been a very good postseason quarterback. Really good. Shaquille Barrett, nice. Nice. Jamel Dean with another pick. The kicker was perfect. Talk about the GOAT. Johnny Cave, definitely exceeding expectations in my opinion for, development so far. 92 overall. Give me some medium. Okay, well, I guess. Oh, I thought that said speed. +2 to man. Obviously very good. He is our number 3. We've kind of cucked him because we've made him our number 3 ever since we drafted Daxton. That's a pretty good upgrade. Boatwright, not bad. Really good in coverage and all that. And then Shelton, who I will not say the last name for because I just don't trust words. 2 to juke move, not bad. If we come all this way and lose to the damn Patriots, dude, I swear. Of course, they are 14-3. They might be better than I expect, but, I mean, come on, dude. X Factor for Cave, of course. I thought maybe the tight end would have went to Superstar X Factor himself. The throw power upgrades really haven't been around. Can we upgrade our guy here, please? I suppose it would be like no-look pass would be the most likely. This would be probably fast break because he's decently fast. And then, of course, escape artist. What about the defensive side of things? No dev-ups at all. Not even the DNs. These fellas. No? That's so harsh, but I guess it makes sense because I'm starting to think, like, who really would have gotten an upgrade? Fournette, surprising, didn't go to Superstar, or better by now. But, yeah. 91 of their 87, so once again, they are actually pretty decent, but could this be it? Look at the names on there. They're so bad. They better not win. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Can we win the Super Bowl? Come on. Let's see it, man. Let's see it. Good defense. I mean, we missed an extra point. Love it. 5 for 5 last game for real field goals. Missed an extra point. Makes sense. Defense kind of doing its job. Offense right before half clutching up and then gave up a touchdown right away. 14-point lead, 11-point lead. We're letting them back in. We're up by 8, though. Up by 11, and they're not going to have enough time. And Tampa Bay wins a Super Bowl post-Brady and are in the best position they've been in years. Of course, there's some aging pieces that you have to replace, but most of those are kind of offensive linemen. You draft a cornerback, maybe an offensive lineman in the second or the third. I mean, we even have backup linemen that are ready to go. We don't even need linemen, all right? I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. We don't need anything. Honestly, you can maybe look for a cornerback and that's it. Team's in place. This team could probably go on for another 4 years, I'd say, with Godwin still being the number one. I mean, this is a solid team. This started off terribly. The real-life draft that we did was awful. We were terrible with it, and I thought it was going to ruin the whole thing, to be honest, and it didn't. We were saved, and of course, EA still needs to fix their stupid glitches. That draft one is super annoying now. It's very tricky, and yeah, we're the champions of the world, baby. Looking at the quarterback comparison, both quarterbacks threw 2 picks. Wow, okay, Johnny Cave's usually not that bad. Fournette has been just not good at all. There's no playoff Leonard around here. Vita Vea, good. Joe Tryon, good. Shaquille, good. Interceptions, I like it. Daxton and Sean Murphy, some of their outliers as well, getting picks. They missed a regular field goal. We missed an extra point. You add all that together, and I think it changes their outcome a little bit because they were down by 2 possessions a lot, and that field goal would have probably cut that to 1. Instead of chasing the game by field goal, you maybe go for the touchdowns instead. We already kind of looked at the entire roster, but I guess we'll do a once-over for some of them. We didn't really look at Godwin too much. I know he's probably regressed a little bit already, but very, 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 very solid. What is his ability? Grab and smash, which is interesting. No regression, actually, so he's pretty good. Whitfield, who's now a 90 overall. Unbelievable. Look at the route running, dude. Freaking good as hell. Abilities, second win. Of course, you love to see it. Quarterback, Mr. Johnny Cave. I think we already looked at him, but here you go. Oh, Jesus. Pretty good player. We'll take a look at Wirfs because he's insane. 26, 98 overall. I mean, look at that, dude. That's insane. Let's take a look at the defense. Vita Vea has regressed a little bit. I know that for a fact. 97 overall, though. Still really, really good. It was last season, not this season, apparently, because I don't think... Actually, maybe the regression's in a week, because it is just the Super Bowl. It'd be kind of harsh to regress when your season's still going on. Antoine Winfield's a 27 overall, 27 years old, almost up to a 90 overall. Very solid, obviously. Devin White, 94 overall. Really good player, obviously. Insanely fast. Pretty good coverage. Could play corner if you really wanted him to. And that's kind of it, right? I mean, all the other guys like Joe Tryon really never developed fully, but he's halfway decent. 82 overall with probably 90 finesse, 93 finesse. Really good, actually. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for our Tampa Bay Buccaneers post-Tom Brady rebuild. Let me know who you guys think is going to be the quarterback. Trask, I think they have to give him a chance. They can't just move on from him, which we did. Obviously, we gave him a year. Really didn't look that well. You have a top 10 draft pick quarterback sitting there for you. I mean, you kind of have to make that play, right? Maybe that happens for them as well in real life. You got to remember it was a late second. How much do you really value a late second? I think teams move on from a late second easily if they have a guy they think is way better. So maybe even this year, you never know. But yeah, I really don't know what's going to happen with this team. Free agency could be interesting. I'd say they're going to retain the majority of their players, though. Maybe some of the backups. The depth is probably going to suck, but a lot of the big names we know are probably going to stick around. The Godwin injury probably hurts him a little bit, so for contractually wise. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. And yeah, the NFC's been shaken up quite a bit. We'll see what happens, obviously, but of course the Super Bowl still is on. So will it be an NFC win? Will it be an AFC win? If the AFC wins it, with the Bengals, which I'm not saying they're weaker. I did say that I thought it was going to be Packers-Bengals in the Super Bowl, but they're kind of one of the weaker AFC teams technically. I just don't know if the Super Bowl is ever going to be won by the NFC, well, at least for the next 5 years, realistically, if the AFC wins this one. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Should be a stream later tonight around 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I had a second channel video come up earlier in the morning today, so maybe check that out. It'll be in the community tab. PK Plays is the channel. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. It would really mean a ton to me. I do enjoy posting and just recording / streaming non-Madden stuff. It really is super fun. It's a great break to take. And yeah, hopefully you guys will as well. But yeah, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Once again, second channel, PK Plays. And then streams, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. Every lane is an overtake lane if you're fast enough. That's my life motto. Oops. Doink. Oh, it's not. Yo, that guy's dead. Oh. My health's on 1, bro. Oh, he's trying to kill me with a freaking... He tried to kill me with the forklift, bro. What's it? Ah! Really, game? The aim assist, really, game? No, Denise, no! Roll it over! Hell yeah, dog. Oh, shit! Denise, get it!